One.
Peace, peace, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. This is the last day of Congo Week, and we have a special discussion for you. We'll be joined by my colleague here, comrade Samuel Yagase from Gova, of course, and Dr. Constant Chandema from uh, Lubumbashi, but I believe he's in Kolwezi right now. And the two represent two key areas of the Congo, and not only of the Congo, but two key areas that play a crucial role in two dominant phenomena of our time. One, of course, is combating the climate crisis, and the second is the question of the green or clean energy transition. The Congo Basin rainforest, as well as Congo's mining communities and the minerals coming out of Congo are crucial to those two major phenomena, combating the climate crisis on one hand and facilitating the green energy transition on the second. So we're going to be in dialogue with Samuel, Dr. Constant, and two sisters are supposed to join us as well, provided that the connectivity holds up. Dr. Nelly Medulla and our sister Leonce. Okay, so Samuel, seeing that you're here and connected, we'll start with you. Just share a little bit about yourself, Gova, and where Gova is located, where in terms of where you do your work.
Okay, thank you very much, Maurice. I'm Samuel Yagase, working for Gova, which is a local NGO based in Isangi territory in Chop province in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is like a little bit northeast of the country. Okay. For us at Gova, we are really working at the community level with the grassroots and trying to mix what we call the academic knowledge and the traditional wisdom, but trying to help local communities to be the master of their life through activities through specific projects or initiatives. One of them is what we call the community fund. It's very, very important because we are organizing monthly meeting and demanding people to contribute for them to combat the sleeping sickness and also other disasters happening in Isangi. As you know, is this a region we are facing the flood every years, but the last years was a very specific because we went through floods twice, starting from March, April, June, almost the whole year. And a lot of activities and other ones like supporting community students at Kisangani University by giving 10 kilos of rice. That one is really very, very crucial. And, working with the youth, which is very, very critical because what we are doing, I think we can't make differences without the real involvement of the youth. They are the future of the community. They are the future of the country of Africa. So we need to invest on them and involve them in all things or all activities we are doing. In terms of combating the climate crisis, as you know, it's very, very, very crucial issues, and for us, we are, trying to work with the local communities, indigenous people, and trying to go back and get and try to raise attention on the traditional knowledge, which is very, very important in terms of protecting forests, the rivers, and biodiversity. Maybe you are going to ask questions. We have a lot of activities, and I can come back and give some specific details if necessary.
Sure. We see, thanks, Samuel. Lucas, we see Sister Leonce is with us. If you can get her, ask her to introduce herself and say a little bit about where she's located in the Congo, and just a bit of background about her women's collective.
Madame Leonce, bonjour d'abord. Il demande si vous pouvez vous présenter, donner un peu votre background, vous êtes où, qu'est-ce que vous faites, un peu sur votre organisation aussi.
Je m'appelle Léance Congo Bangalie.
My name is Léance Congo Bangalie.
Je réside au Congo Kinshasa.
I'm in Congo Kinshasa. It's frozen.
She froze. Lucas?
Yes, she's froze.
Okay. So we'll...
TV?
Okay, so...
On n'a pas suivi, c'était gelé. Si vous voulez reprendre.
Oui, je suis actrice dans le secteur minier artisanal.
I'm a player in artisanal mining. Il
y a un problème de connexion. Hein?
There's a connection problem.
Okay, well, we try to get Leonce or Dr. Constant back online. Samuel, this is part of the challenge, I guess, that we see throughout the Congo, not just in the two areas that we're dealing with. See that Dr. Constant is back on. Maybe Lucas, you can get Dr. Constant to introduce himself and share with us where he is. And
Dr. Constant. Oui, Dr. Constant.
Oui.
Oui, il voudrait que vous puissiez vous présenter, dire un peu de mots sur vous-même et où vous êtes où.
J'ai un problème avec ma connexion.
Moi, c'est Dr. Constant Chandema.
My name is Dr. Constant Chandema.
Je travaille pour l'organisation Comité Afro-Européen, CAE.
Comité?
Oui, je disais que je travaille pour une organisation locale qui se nomme Comité Afro-Européen.
I'm working with a local organization called Comité Agro-Européen. Yes, continuez.
Et nous travaillons avec les communautés locales. Nous travaillons avec les communautés locales.
And we work with local communities.
Nous travaillons avec
There's a connection problem. Dr. Constant, vous nous entendez?
Oui, moi je peux revenir. Comme il y a un problème de connexion, si lui aussi revient, il pourra prendre la parole. comme j'ai déjà la
Okay,
question.
so since Leas is coming back, since Dr. Constance is not going through, allez-y.
Oui, je m'appelle Léonce Congolo-Bangalie.
My name is
Je
Congo
vis au Congo.
I'm living
Je
in
vis au
Congo.
Congo. Je suis précisément dans la province du Lualaba.
I'm in the province of Lualaba.
Je suis actrice dans l'artisanat minier.
I'm a player in artisanal mining.
Je suis aussi dans une coopérative dénommée
I'm in a collective
coopérative
called Comema.
minière, une coopérative minière Maendeleo.
It's a mining collective called Maendeleo. Maendeleo, which is in Swahili, meaning development.
Yes, development. OK. Je suis négociante et je suis aussi trotteuse, qui veut dire j'achète les produits et je négocie aussi les prix pour pouvoir les acheter.
So my job in the organization is to buy and purchase and negotiate the products.
C'est ce que je fais comme travail sur les secteurs artisanat minier.
So that's what I do in our organization in artisanal mining.
Une autre question?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
For that introduction.
Pour cette introduction, présentation.
We're discussing with all of you are members of the coalition, representing different parts of the country. In this particular case, for today's discussion, you're in the mining sector. Samuel is in the.
Dans le secteur minier, lui, il est.
Would you like to translate Bukas for?
I didn't hear the last part there. So she's in the mining sector, and he's.
And Samuel is in the hails from the rainforest.
Lui, il est dans les forêts tropicales.
Yeah. So we Leonce with you and your engagement in mining, in negotiating. I was wondering if you can just share a little bit about some of the challenges you face in advocating on behalf of members of your collective in terms of, prices for the products that they produce, making sure they get a fair deal, and even beyond that, how they view the overall situation of access for the local Congolese to their own resources.
Oui, Madame Léance, par rapport à ce que vous faites, votre engagement, est-ce que vous pouvez donner un peu les défis auxquels vous faites face, mais aussi comment est-ce que la population sent ou retrouve la situation dans laquelle vous êtes? Madame Léance, vous avez entendu? Wow. Madame Léance?
Gelée, hein? Non, elle est là.
Mais on dit qu'elle it's like she didn't hear. Madame Léance? Oh, wow.
Hello?
Vous avez entendu? Allô? Madame Léance? Il y a un problème de son? There's a
lost connection. I see that Dr. Constant is back. Maybe we can continue with him.
Docteur Constant, vous entendez?
Oui, je vous attends. Je disais que me nomme Dr Constant Chandema.
So I'm Dr. Constant Chandema.
Oui, je disais.
Oui,
Oui.
continuez.
Je travaille pour une organisation locale. Je travaille pour une organisation locale.
I'm working with a local organization.
Et nous sommes situés au sud de la République démocratique du Congo.
We are in the south of the DRC.
Nous sommes situés au sud de la République démocratique du Congo.
We are in the south of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Principalement dans la province d'Haut-Katanga et de Lualaba.
In the province of Haut-Katanga and Lualaba.
Like he's frozen too.
Wow.
Let's see. Well, we can wait for him to come back. Looks like he's back. Okay, we'll wait for him to come back. So, Samuel, while your two colleagues are trying to get connected and stay connected, maybe you can share with us just a little bit about your work with, really with both of them. Because I was talking about Leonce being from the mining area, you're being from the rainforest, and how both of you are part of the Basanja Coalition. What is behind pulling the different regions of the Congo into the coalition? It would seem that maybe there is a distance.
Particulièrement dans la province d'Haut-Katanga et de Lualaba.
Okay. Dr. Constant, vous étiez coupé là. Peut-être vous pouvez recommencer.
Hello, doctor.
So his connection is
Encore pas.
So, Samuel, can you share with us what's connecting folks from the mining areas with folks from the rainforest, or even with indigenous communities and the conflict areas in the east of the country? They're part of the Basanja Coalition.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marisa. Yeah, we are working in 3 regions like Katanga province about the mines, and Kisangani, Isangi for the forest, and the Goma about the conflict area. And I think even if it's different a little bit, working with the local miners and working with the forests, about the pushing the local community to take responsibility in terms of protecting the forest and so on. But we have a common point. The common point is the responsibility of people at the grassroots level. Congo is, it's a very rich country, and unfortunately, people are really suffering. They don't get benefits. The benefit of this, rich wealth. Yeah. So we have to organize, we as Basanja, to organize people at the grassroots level. In the Katanga mines, you have, local young people, both boys, girls, and so involved in the artisanal mining, and their rights are neglected, and they don't get, profit from their wealth in the Katanga. So in where we are, people are talking about protecting the forest. Unfortunately, they are neglecting local people, indigenous people, and the local communities. They are not involved when they have the true knowledge and they have capacity, and they are the best protectors of all these, forests, rivers, and the biodiversity. So we need to, organize them and be connected with all those regions. Let me give you one example. People from Katanga, where they are working about the mines, they are trying to organize themselves now, and there is a need for them to come to Isangi. and learn about the community fund. We can share with the Qatar people that experience, which is from Isangi, to enable them to be more organized and to be self-reliant. And
so
yeah.
it seems like at least with the Basanja Coalition, certain key common threads, the emphasis and focus on local agency.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the coalition members built around the notion of self-sufficiency, right? And also, which is really important for the Congo and not necessarily easy to do, the exchange of ideas and best practices from different regions and different communities.
Yeah.
And that's really the glue, one of the elements anyways, that hold the coalition together, that where you have growing number of formations wanting to be a part of the coalition and expanding it.
Yeah, and I think it's very necessary, Maurice, I don't know if I understood very well your question, but it's really very necessary. I think, let me say that the real change from the Congo, the change people need will not come from politicians or big NGOs or corporations. So that's why we are relying on the grassroots organizations, associations and so on, to stick together and to fight for their right and to fight for a real change in the Congo.
So building power locally.
Exactly. And, pushing behind what we call the community leadership. Yeah, the grassroots leadership.
So like
in the mines area.
Leonce is at the forefront of community leadership, grassroots leadership.
Yeah, in the mines. Right. And for us, there are leaders at the community level protecting their forest and so on, with different activities like Goma, trying to secure the women who have been raped through Yole Ekolo here. So we need to stay together and build a critical mass for the real change in the Congo.
Right. It seems like that. Thanks, Samuel, for that. And I think it's important because people are just being introduced to Basanja and the Basanja Coalition, and the more we can articulate what the core principles the coalition is, or the different parties to the coalition and different regions which a coalition covers in the Congo, it paints a more complete picture for people. And it seems, interestingly enough, when you talk about resources, one of the key things is going to be seeing how you can remain, connected, considering the challenges that we see. Just it's often pointed out that there a dearth of infrastructure in the Congo. So you're in Kisangani. Folks from Yole, Africa, are in Goma. Leonce is in Kolwezi. Dr. Constance in Lubumbashi. But it's not like you can get on a road and drive from Kisangani to Goma to be in, to connect with and communication. And the same from Goma to Kolwezi. Maybe from Kolwezi to Lubumbashi, there's infrastructure there, right? Yeah. But we're just talking about the roads. But as we see, even now, as we're trying to talk and communicate, through a standard medium today, which is the internet, it's very difficult, right? So Dr. Constant falls off, he comes back on, Leonce falls off, she comes back on. With this weakened infrastructure, whether we're talking about road or rail or just name it, internet, phone, what have you, how do you confront those challenges when organizing across the regions in the Congo? What are some of the things that you how do you combat that?
Yeah, connecting. I have to recognize that it's not easy. Connecting all the regions in terms of road and communication. No, it's not. But the most important is our will to stay together. I was discussing with Petna, who is working in the Goma region in North at Yole, Africa, to send the youth from Isangi, I think 2 or 3, I think it will be 3, to go and learn about youth movement and about and how they are trying to talk about the stories there through filming, through photographies. So Isangi needs it. So that's a way of connecting Goma to Isangi and vice versa. As we are about to welcome people from Katanga region, where Dr. Constant is working, Mama Vicky in Lomata, and another one, maybe 2 or 3 ladies are about to come. So if we have the resource, they'll be traveling to Isangi, stay there like 2 weeks, talk with the other mom, talk with the local committee of the community fund, and see how they can go back with that knowledge and start something new in Lomata. So we are ready to support each other, despite the fact that communication is not good, but through internet, somehow when it works, we don't have it. For instance, when you come to my place, forget about your phone for a few days. You have to go like 10 kilometers somewhere to get connected.
I remember that we were trying to communicate with each other, and you say, Maurice, Madimbelo, is it?
Imbolo. Yeah, that's it. Right? It's 28 kilometers from Tolau.
From Tolau.
Yeah.
And he said, well, okay, I'm going to Tolau now. In order for me to communicate with you, we have to come back tomorrow.
Yes.
Right? Take 28. So basically, I don't think people fully grasp this, because if I want to communicate with somebody in Los Angeles or somewhere, Houston or something like that, I need to communicate.
Yeah.
Right? But when you are organizing in the village, in the rainforest, and if you want to communicate with folks, right, you have to travel 28 kilometers just to make a phone call.
Exactly. Or to
send a text
WhatsApp
message.
Yeah.
So the challenges are things that people here in the United States are just not familiar with, of what it takes to organize in really a lot of respects, for all intents and purposes, is a colonial environment. That means the infrastructure is not there for travel. Infrastructure is not there for communication. And these are all things that need to be built. So that I think conveying that is really important to give people a sense. And really, that's part of the reason too, that folks who are really interested in wanting to be in solidarity and build with frontline communities, we organize delegations so they can actually go and see and get a firsthand experience of really what it's like trying to do anything, So thank you for just sharing a few anecdotes about how, as a coalition, you're communicating, exchanging knowledge, exchanging resources, sharing resources. And so we have Leontine. I'm sorry, Leonce. Sorry, Leonce. Leonce is back with us. Maybe we can Lucas get her in and just share with us what the organizing she's doing as a negociant, working with her collective of women diggers, and give us some insight of what's unfolding with her and the women and others, really at the bottom tech and EV supply chain that we're the bottom of this green energy supply chain. If you can give us, we lost her again, my goodness. Okay, we'll wait for her to come back. I thought she was on solidly. Looks like we lost her again, Lucas.
Yeah, she's gone.
Okay, she's gone. Okay.
Maybe Maurice, if you allow me, I
Go
just
ahead.
wanted to add something very critical, very important. I'd like to talk about the community radio,
Okay.
which is really, really a critical tool to connect communities. Yeah. In Isangi, for instance, we have Mabele Radio, and we have just received a very powerful transmitters through
The powerful transmitter.
and I think it should be important to think of community radio in Lomata and in Goma, in different places we are working. It will be very important. It will be helpful, to put different villages within one region together, and then later on, putting the different region together. Yeah, we think that if it happens, it will be very, very important to the coalition.
Yeah, because communication is central to organizing, central to movement building. The radio is a huge factor. Well, we have Dr. Compton on. Let's see if we can get a few words from him while he's on. I don't know how long you're going to be on, Doctor. You can share with us a few words about organizing Kolwezi, Lubumbashi, Lumata in the mining capital of the Congo.
Oui, docteur, vous avez entendu? Vous nous entendez?
Oui, nous sommes au sud de la RDC.
So we're in the south of the DRC.
C'est une zone où nous avons beaucoup de minéraux clés liés à la transition énergétique.
Where we have a lot of important minerals for energetic transition.
Et là, nous citons le cobalt.
Talking about cobalt.
Nous citons le cuivre.
Copper.
Nous citons du manganèse.
Manganese.
Nous citons du lithium et tant d'autres.
Lithium and others.
Alors, tous ces minéraux qui sont nécessaires à la transition énergétique donnent une opportunité au niveau des communautés.
All these minerals are very important for energy transition, are an opportunity for the communities.
Je disais que tous ces minéraux
It's gone again.
Il est de retour?
He's froze.
He's frozen. Okay. I know Dr. Constant is doing a lot of work with local community. There in Lumata, he started to mention different minerals that are predominant in different parts of the southeast of the country. I know he's working with folks with Leonce and the collective of women in the cobalt, copper mines. But recently expanded his work with the local communities in Monono, where there's been huge deposits of lithium discovered. And of course, from his experience in working with the local communities in the cobalt and copper mines, he's bringing that to bear on the organizing that's needed in Monono and really to prepare the community for what's to come as folks continue to the global community continue to scramble for these riches. So Samuel, Dr. Constant dropped off again, but you were going to expand on the centrality of the communication through radio and how crucial that is for grassroots community building and movement building. And I know you've been discussing with Dr. Constant and even with Brother Ndaliko the importance of setting up those local community radio networks, and also the work with the larger national radio network with Rigobert. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, as I said, community radio is critical. It's a very important tool for the community, and not only in terms of communicating between themselves, but it's also a tool which can allow them to raise their voice regarding the issues like governance and discussing with local or provincial or national authorities. It's a way of combating, like like in the Congo, people can come from the province and go to the village to loot and so on. But when the community has the tool, it helps to, like any Sangi now, they are hesitating to come and loot because they know the community is going to denounce.
Right.
So it's
a tool for accountability.
Exactly, for accountability and for self-defense as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I know Lumata is doing very interesting things there in terms of activities with women. I already told Dr. Constant it's urgent. It's really urgent. I'm even pressing him. We need to start the name on behalf of Basin Coalition to start a community radio in Lumata. It's urgent.
And give people a sense where Lumata is. That's between Lubumbashi and
Kasumbalesa. That's the south.
Southeast.
The south.
Going towards Zambia.
Southern, to go to Zambia.
Right.
Kasumbalesa
so really,
is the
that's
Zambian
interesting
border.
because, as we talk, folks are just maybe getting a sense of these places. We're talking about organizing near the border of Zambia, where you're bringing, information, resources, network from where you are closer to Uganda. So it's like stretching down from Uganda down to Zambia and touching on communities at the local level. That's really what Basanja is, grounded in connecting local communities throughout the Congo. We have Dr. Constant back. back on, so maybe we can get him for a few minutes. Dr. Constant, Lucas, he was talking about the green energy or critical minerals that are vital to the green energy transition. Maybe you can pick up from there.
Oui, docteur Constant, si vous pouvez continuer là où vous avez été interrompu sur les minéraux, la transition énergétique. Docteur Constant?
Wow.
Looks like we lost him again. So, okay. Both Dr. It's rough today. Well, it looks like he's back. Is he back? No, he was back.
Oh, gone.
He's gone. Okay. So we'll keep trying until we can. The moment he jumps on, we'll seize him and have him, just go for it and share with us what's going on in those lithium mines and the cobalt and copper mines. And I know one of the things that we, it's kind of interesting, Buckus and Samuel. we were driving this summer, and we were in Congolese, and we were driving on the road, going towards, we're going from some of the artisanal mines to the heavy industrial mines. And I noticed as we got into the environs, the sites, the major industrial mines, right? The Glencores and the Ivanhoes and all that. My connectivity just shut up. I was able to connect and communicate. It seems like the networks were just very solid, very much in place. And okay, we have Dr. Constant back on, so let's get him, and we'll finish that story because you have the same experience in Bolo, and why the networks are strong in Bolo, right? So we'll talk about that. Okay, go ahead, Lucas, with Dr. Constant.
Oui, docteur Constant. Docteur Constant? Docteur? Allô, docteur? Vous entendez?
Oui, je disais que le fait que nous travaillons dans une zone où nous avons beaucoup de minéraux. Oui, je disais que le fait que nous travaillons dans une zone où nous avons des minéraux. Oui?
Oui, allez-y. Je vous entends. Oui, allez-y. Continuez.
Oui. Oui, je vous attends.
Non, Maurice disait que non, si vous pouvez continuer là où vous étiez interrompu. Vous étiez en train de parler des différents minéraux stratégiques qu'il y a là-bas.
Dans la zone où nous travaillons, il y a plusieurs opportunités pour les communautés, étant donné qu'il y a
Allô?
Oui, je disais que nous sommes dans une zone où nous avons plusieurs minéraux qui sont utiles dans la transition énergétique.
So I was saying that given the minerals that we have over there, oops.
It's fine. We can see if he'll come back, Lucas. But he was saying that they work in an area where there's a lot of critical minerals, and Sirek is about to share the opportunities that he sees for the local communities, being that they're in that space, which would be interesting to hear what he has to say. I'd like for him to talk about not only the opportunities, but also the challenges. But what we were saying earlier, Samuel, we were talking how we were driving on the road towards the industrial mines and the major companies. And the closer we got, the more we were around. Of course, there's more security. They have the walls up and the fences up, to prevent people from accessing the minerals. But just looking on the phone and the connectivity, the closer we got, the more we're in that area, the greater the connectivity, right? So part of the reason why you were able to get strong connectivity in the middle of the rainforest, and you travel 28 kilometers to Imbolo, there's a reason. Maybe you can share with us why Imbolo has such strong connectivity.
Yeah, it's thank you, Maurice, for the beautiful question. I think Congo, what is happening in general is a little bit strange, you know. The reason why you have connectivities in Imbolo, and it happens like that everywhere in the Congo, where you can find
strong internet connection.
Strong internet, it must be just where you can locate, you can find multinational corporations. Yeah. It's just like that everywhere in Katanga, in Kivu, but where the local people are, there is almost no internet, or if it's there, it's in Padua.
Right.
Yeah. For them, you know, to make sure that they're picking the resources and they are safe, and they are controlling the information internally and externally. Yeah. So they must find themselves in a safe place.
Yeah. So
it's part of the system.
Maybe when we do these live webcasts, we need to just camp out next to a multinational corporation so that we can benefit from that connectivity and avoid these interruptions.
No, I think the connectivity is by.
I'm being facetious, by the way. I just
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it seems like we have. So the point is, or the main point is, like, there's not a dearth of connectivity. It's just just like everything else, there's not a dearth of wealth in the Congo. It's just for the Congolese, average Congolese. There's no connectivity or limited connectivity. They don't benefit from the communication infrastructure that's in place. The multinational corporations do in the Congo. They don't benefit from their own wealth. The multinational corporations do.
No.
So that just points to the structural challenges that the people face, and we can go from one people activity to the next, one industry to the next. Whether it's the road, whether it's the internet, whether it's the electricity. If you're a multinational corporation, that's not a problem. Access is not a problem. But if you're the local population, just like forget it.
Yeah, let me give you another example. It's happening in my area, like in terms of repairing roads. The Imbolo people, they can repair and bridge on the road just where they in the village they have interest and direct interest in terms of going and picking the workers. That's all. But if beyond, they can't.
Yeah.
Everything is about regarding their interest.
Right.
That's all.
And their interest is extraction. So the infrastructure.
There's an
extractive infrastructure.
Yeah.
Dr. Constant, you've been on for a bit now, so maybe we got you solidly. Please continue.
Dr. Constant? Dr. Constant?
Je l'ai encore. OK. Il va avoir l'opportunité d'intervenir avant la fin du programme. Boucus.
OK.
Yeah, on va voir. Okay. So I don't know if Brother Quito, if any questions are coming in for us, you can share from people who are tuning in to what we're discussing here, and really demonstrating in real time some of the challenges that local organizers face. Local organizers from the bottom, or at the bottom, of two very key areas for the planet overall. Of course, one is the combating of the climate crisis, climate emergency. And thankfully, we have Samuel here with us. He's usually in the village trying to talk to us, but he's a part of the Basanja, the Free Congo Basanja tour. And we're in New York right now. We're going to Washington, D.C. next. Then on the West Coast to Oakland, visit our folks at Stanford there, and Berkeley, University of California, San Francisco, University of San Francisco, a number of other campuses and communities in the Oakland and San Francisco Bay Area. Then to Chicago next weekend for an important town hall. We're being hosted by Trinity United Church of Christ, a pillar of the community on the south side of Chicago, right there with other institutions like Reverend Jackson's Rainbow Push Coalition. So that will be an important stop for the coalition. We'll be making an appeal to faith leaders in particular, but to the larger U.S. public for support in local communities' drive to establish peace and justice in the Congo. And then from Chicago, we head back to the West Coast, Los Angeles, Southern California, to engage our supporters there. So we're just grateful, Samuel, that you've taken the time out to join us and take advantage of having you here. And for the people here in the U.S. to be in communication with you directly. I'm usually seeing you on the screen to the extent that they can, but it's good. Hopefully, people come out and really meet you personally and the rest of the delegation. And for folks who'd like to keep up with the tour, of course, they can go to Basanja, BASANDJA.org, Basanja, BASANDJ.org, for the Basanja Coalition and the Basanja Free Congo tour of the 8CD tour of the United States. So, Bucus, it looks like Dr. Constant and our sister Leonce are not able to come back on, or get back on. Thank you, Kito, for putting that up there. So what we're going to do is, we're at the top of the hour. We're going to try and...
so there's a question in the chat?
Is there a question in the chat?
From Instagram.
Okay, I see très fort demande mondiale, un minerai de transition. That's it. All good. Kito. Lucas, can you let him know about the question in the chat? Okay. Is that the one about the demand for minerals?
Can you tell us more on how you see mineral resources in Congo in terms of opportunities for more sovereignty for indigenous people?
Okay. That was for Dr. Constant.
I believe so.
He's coming back on. So maybe you can respond to that question. Oh, Leonce seems like she's coming on as well. Yeah, so let's have them go for it when they get on, Lucas, and so that they can get a few words in before it cuts off again. Okay. Oh, Dr. Nelly.
Nelly.
Hey. Dr. Nelly.
Oui,
Dr.
Bonsoir.
Ah, bonsoir, docteur. Dr. Nelly.
Oh. Maman Percé.
Oui, docteur.
Soyez le
Nous
bienvenu.
étions en congé. Percé était en congé.
pressé est en congé.
Wow.
Dr. Nelly, allez-y. Lucas.
Oui, bonsoir. Bonsoir tout le monde.
Good evening,
Mes
everybody.
excuses pour le retard. Hein?
Sorry
Pas
for
de
coming on
problème,
late.
vous êtes à l'heure. Comme ça coupe pour tout le monde.
Alors,
il faut vous présenter, docteur.
oui, moi je voulais plutôt partager avec vous.
So I would like to share with you.
Je vous entends difficilement.
Non, continuez.
Ah oui.
Vous parlez. Continuez.
Moi, je suis Dr. Nelly.
I'm Dr. Nelly.
Je suis aussi membre de la coalition Bassanja.
I am a member of the Bassanja Coalition.
Oui. Je vous capte difficilement, Maurice.
Non, ça va. Parlez de votre travail, docteur.
Ok, d'accord.
Juste continuez à parler.
Oui. Alors, moi, je voulais ma participation à l'Assemblée des femmes pour la justice climatique au Sénégal, tenue du 11 octobre dernier.
From October 9 to 11.
Alors, oui, c'était pratiquement la 3e assemblée.
It was the 3rd assembly.
Climatique pour des femmes pour la justice.
My goodness.
J'avais participé à la toute première assemblée à Port-Harcourt dans le Rivers. Alors, au Sénégal, il était question de faire une sorte.
Ah, Lucas, we lost it.
Yes.
Oh, and here's Dr. Constant.
Today is difficult.
It's a rough day with the connection today. I'm telling you. I'm thankful for, just thank folks for their patience. Good thing we have Samuel here with us, get some consistent flow going. It looks like both of them are coming back, Dr. Nelly and Dr. Constant. Just have them talk. We can capture whatever we can while we have them.
Oui, allô, Boukas?
Oui, allô?
Allô, Boukas?
Moi, je vous entends.
Allez-y, docteur.
Oui, docteur Chandem, allez-y.
Oui, je disais.
Seems like he's frozen again. Yeah. Dr. Nelly was sounding pretty strong for a moment there. But we're coming close to the end of our time for the day. And let's see if we can. He's gone. Yeah. Maybe I can help. I've spoken with Dr. Constant extensively about the possibilities that are there for folks locally. The coalition led by Petna Galiko is working on a film. Not working on a film; they're completing the film. The film will be completed this coming week, actually, entitled Mikuba. And one of the big themes in the film you hear from the diggers and the people who live around the mines, is that you have people coming from all over the world, Lucas. Multinational corporations, companies, and just benefiting from the wealth that's there in the country, and the local people get nothing or next to nothing. So they're really trying to organize themselves in a way that they too can benefit from their own wealth, in spite of the obstacles. So I think that's where Dr. Constone was heading in his in what he was sharing, that really working to strengthen local communities, not only so that they can benefit from their own resources, but they can defend their interests. That they can be a force to ultimately bring an end to the exploitation, the extractivism, hyper-extractivism, be a force to protect their environment, be a force to protect the health of the women and the children. And that's one of the messages that the coalition is bringing, that up against these major mining companies and their own local elites, it's difficult. They're seeking solidarity. That's part of the reason why they're doing this tour. And we believe that through people power, people connection, that can work in partnership collaboration with the Dr. Constance and with our sister Leonce and Samuel and Dr. Nelly and the organizations that they represent, the coalition that they're part of, Basanja, that they can, in fact, one day claim victory over these enormous forces that are ravaging their communities and their lives. So, hope that helps to answer the question in part. I think Dr. Nelly vous êtes de tour.
Oui, je suis là.
Okay, continue to explain.
Oui, alors, au cours des premières assises et de deuxième, principalement, il était question de présenter les problèmes que les communautés rencontraient. Alors, pour la troisième fois, au Sénégal, il était question alors d'arrêter de se plaindre et de se focaliser plus sur les solutions possibles qu'on devait, pas qu'on pouvait, qu'on devait mettre en application pour avoir des solutions palpables.
Stop complaining and start bringing solutions. Oui, allez-y, docteur.
Parce qu'en examinant les problèmes que posaient les communautés, on s'est rendu compte que la différence était que...
So in seeing the problems that the communities were going through, we found out that... Just let me laisser un peu le temps.
La différence...
Oui, allez-y.
Oui. La différence résidait sur le fait que c'était des pays différents, mais les mêmes problèmes.
So we saw that the problems were the same, even if we were from different countries.
Alors, dès le deuxième jour, on a travaillé sur présenter des solutions. Comment est-ce qu'elles ont pu lutter pour pouvoir arranger ou trouver des solutions pour avancer et partager aux autres afin que les autres s'en inspirent pour pouvoir aussi braver les obstacles qu'elles rencontraient dans leur communauté.
So the second day was to bring the solutions and inspire each other so we can learn from each other's solutions. Allez-y, docteur. Docteur Nelly?
On a perdu encore. Okay. Dr. Benelli was at a conference recently in Senegal that she was recounting for us, where women from all over the continent came together, grassroots women, to discuss questions around the climate crisis and what solutions that local communities from different parts of the continent bring to the table. Really a Pan-African conference of women. And what that says to us, or one of the takeaways that we should make note of or take note of, is how women on the continent are organizing to address the challenges that they face. To really important to disabuse ourselves of this notion that the continent is folks are just victims and they're looking for aid. There's a tremendous amount of agency that's unfolding on the continent. Tremendous amount of organizing, exchanging of ideas, tactics, strategies. Among women, among youth, you name it. And we have a key role to play. Those of us who are seeking to be in solidarity with these frontline organizers, to support what they're already doing. They're not looking for us to bring ready-made ideas and projects to their challenges. What they're saying is that we've been wrestling with these challenges for some time. We have prescriptions, and there are some that have been quite successful, and it's a question of expanding them and growing them. So there's a lot to learn from how to be good allies, how to be optimally in solidarity with frontline communities. So, Dr. Nelly, thank you for making the effort to come and share a little bit with us. Samuel, we're at the end of the program. I don't know if you want to say any few words before we sign off.
Yeah, thank you, Maurice. My last words, just would like to share with the folks that Congo is very critical, is very important, not only for Congolese, but for the entire world, especially in terms of combating the consequences of the climate change. We are the second largest forest, and we have a critical minerals. And yeah, I wanted to tell people that Congo, we as Congolese, we don't need charity. We really need solidarity. And we can build so many interesting things together. And to make change in the Congo, I do think that working at the grassroots level is very critical. Yeah, and capacities are there, and we can make really real deep difference. Yeah, a lot of money has been poured in the Congo through big NGOs and through corporations, but there is no change, especially from the people. And we have to change that old model. Yeah. So I would like to thank Friend of the Congo for the huge support to the local organization. So we do appreciate that, and we brought the message from the grassroots to thank Friend of the Congo and to thank everyone who is supporting Friend of the Congo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. And it's really not Friends of the Congo, but the people who are bringing the support. And we're Friends of the Congo are facilitators for the moment.
Okay, that's why I say that everyone is supporting Friends of the Congo
for the moment.
Okay. Thank you so much.
If we do our job, if we're successful, there will be a need for Friends of the Congo.
Yeah, maybe you are very humble, Maurice. The big difference is when you tell me that you receive the support from any organization, it's like 5,000, 20,000. the total amount reaches the Congo, which is, you can't get it from big organizations or corporations. That's the difference. Yeah.
Well, there'll be a time where you won't be needing any money from outside. Once the people are organized, y'all gonna take the land back, you're gonna take the wealth back, take the resources back, and you won't be needing any kind of
that's why we are working. We are struggling at the grassroots level and struggling to improve the governance in the Congo.
Exactly. So this is a temporary situation, at least that's our mindset anyways, because the wealth is there. They said that $24 trillion. That's what the economists say. I don't really believe them because I kind of know where those numbers come from and the methodology. It wouldn't pass the sniff test, but the point is there's just a lot of wealth there. And the aim is for the people to take ownership of that wealth and utilize it first and foremost for the benefit of Congolese. And it certainly could be utilized for Africa as a whole, as Lumumba articulated. So, that's what's at stake. All of this, that's what's at stake. Can the people succeed in reclaiming their land, reclaiming their wealth, reclaiming their resources? And can we on the outside be of support in that pursuit? So that's what it's about, in large part, anyways. So thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate you supporting the work of the Basanja Coalition. Dr. Nelly, Sister Leonce, Dr. Constant, my brother Indelico is traveling right now. All of the members of the Basanja Coalition, which represents right now about 10% of the 145 territories in the DRC, have reached about 2 million people. And a few years from now, we're going to be coming back with some bigger numbers. Half of the DRC, the reach of 20 million people.
Even the top DRC and the out of DRC in the region.
So look out for Basanja. Basanja Power is on. BASANDJA, Basanja.org. So plug in, be in support of these courageous, remarkable, dignified frontline organizers and movement builders in the heart of the African continent. So thank you all so very much for your continued support. And be well. Join us on the tour. Thank you. Peace. Thank you, Bukas.
Thank you.
Keep holding it down with the technology. All right. We'll be in communication. Peace.